Hello everyone, what is up? This is Eddie, and welcome to another video on the channel. We're going to be talking about the EFL Championship to begin today's episode. It's going to be videos of me rambling on really, going on about my thoughts of the playoffs and the automatic places that are potentially up for grabs. So, we're going to mainly talk about the playoffs because the top two are kind of set-ish, you know, like so I expect it between Bournemouth, Fulham and Blackburn. I'll be surprised if anyone manages to wiggle their way into that, to be honest with you. I'd be massively surprised if, you know, like a Middlesbrough or a West Brom manages to get into them top two. Maybe West Brom starting to, you know, kind of compete there, but I feel like it will be between them three. But in the playoffs is probably the most impossible to tell at the moment because you got Chris Wilder's Middlesbrough, which are looking absolutely fantastic at the moment. When they first appointed him in the first few games, I was a little bit surprised, you know, because I know they weren't doing that well. I think they weren't doing that well under Chris Wilder the first few games. I think they drew against Millwall to begin with. I think their first win was against Huddersfield, wasn't it? You know, I think was it their third game of trying, and then ever since then they've been absolutely fantastic. You know, I watched them quite a few times when we do watch-alongs on the channel. You know, that Sapporo guy who's very good. Isaiah Jones is, in my opinion, probably one of their best players. One of the players which I absolutely love watching every time he gets the ball. You know, he's just so talented. He can create something out of nothing. It's brilliant to see youth prospects come through the first team and, you know, fight over, you know, experienced first team players like Onel Hernandez and Marcus Tavernier. But Chris Wilder's actually fantastic. Even so in the transfer window at the moment, that's looking very good. They've signed Aaron Connolly. They are apparently set to sign Balogun from Arsenal. I think that could be a brilliant bit of business, to be honest with you. And I think their fans have been superb. I've talked to many Middlesbrough fans on the channel, and they are very happy with how they're looking at the moment. I feel like they've got a very good balanced squad and a few additions in January just to kind of, you know, bolster the squad depth, and potentially try and get into them playoff positions. There's loads of team. Nottingham Forest so far is another one I could go on hours about. They are doing incredible well. Not at the moment, but their transferring has been nothing short of phenomenal. They've managed to keep Jed Spence by the look of it. Fantastic player, Jed Spence, probably one of their players of the season. They've signed Steve Cook from Bournemouth, another great signing. Chance to be a great defender in the Championship, ending his 10 years spell at Bournemouth. They've also signed Keenan Davis. Might not be the most exciting signing, but he is an okay striker. You know, definitely one that'll probably come in and score a few goals. You know, they're apparently set to sign a Canadian right back, and they are heavily linked with Jed Wallace of Millwall. So that is very interesting. They've done very well under Cooper up until recently. You know, I think Cooper before the who was their first loss against? Before the Middlesbrough game, I think Forest had only lost one game out of like 14. They scored tons of goals, defended really well. They conceded the least amount of goals than any other team in 2021 in the EFL, which is a massive achievement to last year for Nottingham Forest. You know, the amount of games that being played, the amount of quality that are around them, you know, and I think it's really exciting to see how Forest are going to do, especially with some of their youth players welcoming through the first team, like Mitten, Brennan Johnson, Joe Worrell, you know, and then players being linked to Brentford for like 30-odd million. It is mental to think. Next I'm going to about is West Brom. West Brom have already, you know, I complain about it so much every time I watched West Brom. I think every single West Brom fan would agree with me. They lacked a striker. They lacked like a proper number 9, a big man that can score goals. Who do they go and splash their money on? Daryl Dickie. Great signing there, to be honest with you. Great signing, you know, honestly. I really am excited to see how he's going to do for West Bromwich Albion. You know, I feel like he's a great striker. We know he's done well at Barnsley. I think he scored 11 goals in his 9 appearances at Barnsley. So, incredible for him. Lovely to see him back. A massive figure, though. Will he be able to continue that? I hope he does, because he's a fantastic young striker of Orlando, and I'm excited to see how he does. And obviously, you know, they're probably still are looking in the market as well for oppositions. I could see him getting maybe 1 or 2 high-class Premier loans. I'm probably offloading a few players that, you know, is probably not needed. Next team we're going to move on to is Sheffield United. So, a side which like, it's an interesting one. They're doing very well under Paul at the moment, the new manager, like I said, the new managerial balance. I think they've won the last 4 out of 4. Transfer window now in. Probably going to be looking to bring in a few players, sell a few players as well. They've got a very good squad, like Ndai, they coming off the back, I think, of a big 1-0 victory versus Fulham as well. Brilliant player, Ndai, honestly, I'm really excited to see how he's going to do for, the rest of the team, Sheffield United. Honestly, he's such a good, high potential youngster, to be honest with you, and I really am. Like, I'm actually excited to see how he's going to do, because I loved watching him. Like, that solo goal he scored with Fulham was incredible. So they got a lot of options in their team as well. You got to look at George Baldock, Jaden Bogle, 2 very good right wing back. Look at the left wing back department, Ben Osborne and Ender Stevens, and even Max Lowe out on loan at Nottingham Forest. You look at the centre back department, Basham, Egan, O'Connell. Like, so they got so many good centre backs. Ben Davis, they got so many good centre backs. Goalkeeping department, they got a very good goalkeeper in Olsen. Excited to see how he's going to do. The midfield department of players like Morgan Gibbs-White, John Fleck, Oliver Norwood, and some fantastic players right there. And the attack of the experience, the attack of McGoldrick, Billy Sharp, Oliver Burke, so which I honestly think they could really go far this season. Honestly, they've already got the playoffs team. They've had a poor start under Slavic, so I'm not sure why they did so bad under Slavic, actually, because I thought he was the perfect appointment. Honestly, I think he's a brilliant manager. Slavica Jokanovic, honestly, and I really am excited to see, what he's going to do, I'm excited to see okay, let me reword this. I'm excited to see what, happens with the aftermath of Slavica, whether, like I said, will it just go, like, the same again? Will they do well and then obviously crumble down? Because they didn't have a bad end towards, the campaign of Slavica. I mean, they won against Reading as well, which is a massive victory, and he is a great manager, Slavica, to be honest with you. We're going to talk about 2 more clubs now. The penultimate club we're going to talk about is Stoke City. I've spoken to many Stoke fans on the channel, and they all want Michael O'Neill out. Wow. They still have got games in hand, still competing for them playoff positions, obviously. Transfer window is now upon them. Haven't really been linked to anyone, haven't sold anyone yet, haven't brought in anyone, but like I say, it still is very early days. I'm personally excited to see how Stoke are going to do, because it's intriguing whether they will stick with O'Neill. I know a lot of their fans are calling for Alex Neil. Well, a few names been banned about, like Alex Neil. I don't think he's the promotion right fit to us. I think Slavica could be a good fit for Stoke, maybe. But I feel like Stoke still have a few bad apples in the squad. I was speaking to one, and I do kind of agree. Can Michael O'Neill take him up to that next level? I don't know, because I think he's done fantastic with Stoke. Like, so he's done really well with some players in their squad, like Josh Tymon. I've watched it quite a few times with Stoke. I thought he's been one of their best players every time he's played. You look at, some new transfers and players they brought in under Michael O'Neill, which are, like, just on the fringe of Premier League quality players, like Mario Vankric, Oystergaard, some fantastic players right there, that Stoke have got. And that Oystergaard has been recalled in real life, which is a massive loss to Stoke. So, do I think Stoke can get in the playoffs? Yes, I do think they can. Will they? I don't know. Like I said, I've named so many teams already that could compete in there. And now for the final team we're going to talk about is Queen's Park Rangers, QPR. Am I shocked where they are? Not really, but in a way, kind of, because if you look at their squad, no offence to QPR, it isn't the greatest of squads in terms of, profile. You look at Chris Willock, Arsenal youngster, like I said, I think he played Benfica a little bit as well, and then sold to QPR, which is a good play. He's been phenomenal. He's been one of the best players in the Championship. You look at Andre Dozzell, Renegade of Ipswich, League One, done really well with QPR at the moment. Amos on the fringe, like, Tottenham youngster, was never going to make it, sold to QPR. You look at players like Adebayo, Renegade with Sheffield Wednesday. You look at players with V's, Renegade with Hull, and Dieng with Doncaster, mid-table finish. But they've done really well with their squad, and all them players are good players, but they've done more than just have good players in their side. They've built a perfect squad and a perfect community mixed with good young players and very good attacking, attractive, and experienced players in, like I said, players like, like Jeff Cameron. I know he doesn't get a lot of football for QPR, but I think he does a lot more than he looks, in terms of like, he's like that leader in the dressing room. Another Charlie Austin, another one like that. Another personality, another leader in the dressing room. That's what expected players to do. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if we do see QPR in the Premier League soon. But anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe. That means the absolute world. But yeah, thank you all for watching. And I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your day. Take care, people. Speak to you soon. See ya.